everyone, it's Maggie from My Favorite Things. So we just got back from our family vacation to Portugal. And before I left, I meant to do a video on how I packed everything on a carry-on for a week-long trip. Normally we go and check whenever we go on these long trips abroad. I have a carry-on, a checked-in bag. But this time, because we were going to walk around so much and we were going to take the train and walk everywhere, and I knew there was a lot of stairs and hills in Portugal, we wanted to do a carry-on. So I filmed it and I was going to upload it before I left, but of course, time got away from me and I didn't have my act together and I was running around like a chicken with the head cut off. So I then tried to upload some of the stuff while I was in Portugal, and the Wi-Fi was so slow, probably because all of our family was on it, that I couldn't, it was just taking too long and I didn't want to spend time trying to upload things on YouTube when I could be spending time enjoying my family. So that's what happened. I'm going to try to upload what I packed. I did it 2 separate times, before I left, and I did it like while I was unpacking. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to put in, but I'll put in a link to this video. The other thing that I wanted to say is this trip, it was so stressful initially because we were supposed to go with, we flew to LaGuardia in New York, my husband and I, and then we were going to take the cab or Uber to JFK, which took forever, by the way. LaGuardia Airport is in such a mess because of all the renovation that to take an Uber, we had to wait for like 45 minutes for our Uber to pick us up. And the taxi line was equally long. So thank God we made it, and thank God we had enough time from going from LaGuardia to JFK. But anyway, on our way to JFK, we get a call from our children who were already in JFK. They took the Uber there. And my son said, I can't leave. My heart just dropped. He apparently had 2 months left in his passport and he thought he had enough time. The expiration date is 2 months later. Apparently for some of the countries, and if you have a US passport, you need 3 to 6 months left over in your passport for you to be able to leave the country or for you to be able to get to that country. So, the airline told him that he couldn't leave. So we had to leave without our son. And I had to then change all the tours that I had booked and train rides and all that stuff that I had booked prior to leaving so that we can get either a refund or I let them know what was going on. Train ticket, we lost money on that because there was no way to change it in time. But the biking tour company that we hired in Porto, we were able to get refund for my son's amount. But anyway, and then we went, what he had to do, and this was a Friday night that when he found out at the airport that he couldn't leave the country and he couldn't join us. So then on Monday, he had to stand in line at the US Passport Agency in New York, and they opened at 7:30. He got there at 5 in the morning, and he said there were people ahead of him at that time, but luckily, he had everything ready, and so he was able to get his passport renewed in about 4 or 5 hours, and he picked it up and he was able to join us for the second part of the trip. So the trip was, we were gonna fly out to Lisbon and take a train from Lisbon to Porto, which was about 3 hours. And we had booked the train ticket in advance. And then we would get at Porto around 5 or 6 in the evening. We rented an Airbnb, and I rented a 3-bedroom Airbnb right on the water. It was beautiful. And it just made me so sad that my son wasn't there to enjoy it with us. And then I booked a biking tour the following day all over Porto because my son loves to bike. And this was specifically done because he loves biking. During the biking trip, and it rained and everything, it was a wonderful tour, but I fell over. I'm not such a good cyclist because I only cycle whenever we go on vacation, and I was never a good cyclist. So anyway, but my wheel got stuck in one of those tram track rails. So as I was riding, and it was sort of wet because of all the rain drizzling that we were having, my wheel got stuck, and as I was trying to turn, my body flew off the bicycle. I landed plop on the concrete, and I had grease all over my brand new rain jacket and my brand new jeans. And in fact, I'm wearing those jeans right now, and I got most of the stain out, but I mean, all of this was completely black with oil and stuff. And now I just have a faint stain right here and right here, but you know, every time I look at those stains, I guess I'm gonna remember our eventful biking trip. Luckily, my son was able to join us for the second part of the trip. So the plan was for us to go from Lisbon, take the train to Porto right away, spend a few days on Porto, and leave Porto on Wednesday. So we would spend Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, and then Wednesday we would go to Lisbon, and then spend the rest of the time in Lisbon and come back to the US. Because he couldn't join us, and by the time he got his passport, it was Monday night that he left, and he got in on Tuesday. It was pointless for him to come and join us in Porto. We didn't have enough time. So we extended our Airbnb in Lisbon one additional day so that he can stay in the same Airbnb. And we ended up cutting our trip to Porto like half a day early. So we came back we left for Lisbon on Tuesday night rather than Wednesday mornings, and we saw him on Tuesday. And we spent Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we came back on Saturday. And it was so much fun. We did another biking trip in Lisbon. I don't know. And by the time we did the biking trip in Lisbon, I have to tell you, I was so nervous because I had like post-traumatic stress syndrome from falling, such bad fall. I thought I broke my rib, and that's how painful it was because I could barely like get out of my bed, and I was on pain medication. And I know if you have a hairline fracture or whatever that on your ribs that there's nothing you can do. And I knew I hadn't punctured my lungs because I could still breathe and all that stuff. But anyway, I don't think I ended up cracking my ribs because I'm still in pain, and it's been like a week and a half, but it is getting better, and it's significantly better. So I'm not gonna go to the hospital. But anyway, so the second biking trip that we did in Lisbon, and it rained again during our biking. And Lisbon also has lots of hills and cobblestone, and it was a little slippery. And every time we were going down the hill, and the hills were like this steep, I would either stop all of a sudden, or I would be wobbly, and I was like terrified. And so we sort of cut the tour a little bit shorter, and I told our tour guide, I can't do any more hills, and we're just gonna have to go on flat surfaces. And so he was able to accommodate us for the latter part of our tour, and we did end up having a great time. But I don't know, that fall, and you know what? This isn't the first time that I fell off a bike during one of these tours. I have fallen in one of I think it's called Water Island or something in the Caribbean, and I was going down the hill, and again, I fell. But that wasn't, and that one I scraped a lot more, but that wasn't as like impactful in landing as this one was. This one, I felt like I literally flew off and landed. So, but anyway, I hope this packing video that I am gonna show you is helpful for somebody. And if you'd like to see some of the pictures that we took, some of the things that we did in Lisbon, it's on my Instagram, which I will link. And thank you for watching. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would. And I will talk to you later. Okay, bye. So here it is. Okay. I always carry a trash bag for dirty clothes. This is my cotton pad for my face. my Burberry vest in case it gets cold at night. So that was in here. And then I put all my shirts in this little packing cube so that I can find it easier. There's, I think I brought 5 with like, I brought it so that it's all neutral, nothing, you know, we're gonna do a lot of walking, biking and stuff. So I didn't, you know, there's everything, it's like, the streets are cobblestone. So I wasn't gonna wear any high heels. So, but we are going to a Michelin restaurant and we're going to some really nice places. And I wasn't sure how fancy it was gonna be. So I did buy something. So here is my shirts. Most of them are the Walmart shirts and stuff that I got at Walmart recently. And anyway, I don't want to go over my outfits. And then here is a bag with all my lotions and makeup. I like this because it squishes. I like things that squish so that it can mold to whatever space I have. Here's some more spillable stuff. I always put it in a Ziploc bag, and again, moldable. Nothing very structured. I never want anything structured. So these are my conditioner, my hair protectant in a small little bottle, shampoo, gloves. Here's my, this one has my jewelry. It's my little jewelry case. Nothing expensive. My contact lens cases, belt. And then I brought this. This is my Prada backpack that I always, because we're gonna do biking trips. So I thought I could use it. I love this one because you can fold it in like that. So it is so convenient. And then pajamas. I roll everything. Now, I brought 2 pairs of jeans, one black so that I could dress it up for evening out with my boots, and one distressed blue. So they're different enough and I can mix and match. I have a cardigan that I bought at Walmart that is, again, neutral color, mix and match. And then I got this at Zara. I love this one because it's a little bit Chanel-esque, like that. Like this. So it's a long sleeve sweater. Again, easy to wear over my clothes, and I thought I would wear that with my black jeans for a night out. I also brought a velvet skirt with elastic waistband so I could eat a lot, that I could wear with any one of the outfits. So it'll all mix and match. And then my underclothes and socks, I always put it in Ziploc bags so that I can get at it easily. And I'll put it, and then my chargers, shoes, I separated out. So one is there and one is here. Makeup brushes, allergy covers for my pillows, because you never know how dusty and dirty those pillows are wherever you're staying. So I always bring my own allergy covers. And then a rain jacket. So all of this fit. Okay. So that's key, is to roll everything up and to put things in Ziploc bags and package it in, and the makeups and stuff in flexible enough pouches. And then I have a duffel bag. This is Le Sport Sac, which I love because it's got all these organization that if you want things really easily, you can get at. Like there's, I forget what size this is. I think this is a large size, but it's just perfect. And inside that, I have my Longchamp large Le Pliage Neo. I did that because in case, and I was able to put everything in here in Longchamp. And I think this one just has my pillow for the travel, but I could have put that in here too. The reason why I brought this is just in case I buy anything in Portugal and I need an extra space, here's an extra bag. And then Speedy B25, I folded it, and that folded into my Longchamp. And this is and this one was underneath my seat, right? So it's stuff that I may have needed. I need during the flight. I have my toothbrush, toothpaste, quick eyeliner, so when I landed, I wouldn't look horrendous. And then I have some portable charger so that if I run out of juice, I can charge whatever equipment. I have a portable battery. That's different than this thing that I brought. Where's the other one? I have this chargers and stuff. That's for the wall, and it's for our apartment that we're staying. And then here's some more lotions. I put it in this Mario Badescu. Again, I have these in small little things so that they fit, and if anything spills, not everything is ruined. I have 3 pairs of glasses and my travel document, my melatonin for sleeping, my Bose noise canceling headphones, and then I also wore this. This is my Couchette Accessoire NM, and this is where I kept my passport, my phone, and just quick and easy kind of stuff so that I can get things, and I slung that over my shoulder. It's kind of interesting because when I was going in, I had the suitcase and the duffel bag, and I had this over me, sometimes they count this as like a separate bag and sometimes they don't. And at this time at Southwest, they were counting it and they told me to put this in away, and I was able to quickly put it in and shove it in my duffel bag. So that's it. Oh, and I have slippers too, house slippers here somewhere. I think I have my house slippers here. Yeah, my house slippers here. And I always take these house slippers because they're thin and comfortable, and it's okay to get them wet. So I'm gonna use that around the house, Airbnb house. That's it. Okay.